Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 rereads. I was debating what to do, whether to do like my top 5 contemporary or top 5 rereads, and I did a poll on Twitter and people wanted to see rereads. This is a really hard one to do because I reread quite a lot of books, but I do go back to the same sort of books every time I get in a reading slump or I'm bored with what I'm reading and want to relive something else. So I'm going to tell you what they are, and then they're sort of in order. Do you know what I mean? I'm not exactly going to be, this is my top one, this is the least top. So all of these that I'm about to show you are ones that I definitely go to read when I'm stuck. This is probably not much of a surprise to anyone that's seen my previous videos or knows me anyway, but I have read this next one a lot, so much so that the book is looking quite damaged. It's City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. It's the first one in the Mortal Instruments series, and as you can tell, I was previously starting to reread it. I can't remember when. I don't usually let my books get broken in the spines. Like, I'm very much like, no cracks, don't let it be cracked. I'm just very much like, I like my books to look as though they've never been read. But this one has been read maybe 5 times. I know I've read it before each new book came out, beyond City of Glass. So, and I read it in between then as well. So yeah, maybe 5-6 times. If you read this, you'll know it's just special. It's brilliant. And granted, since I first started reading this in 2010, I think it was, my taste had changed quite a lot, so I might not think this is as great as it once was, but it's still like it's familiar, the characters I absolutely love, and I just, every time I read it, it's like going back to friends, you know, going back to a group that you know and you feel welcome, really. So yeah, this is definitely the best. I know lots of people don't like it, but I don't care. I love it. Next one is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Yeah, this one's pretty much like the same. I've read this about I want to say 4 times, but it's probably more 3 times. And it's just so easy to read. There's no, like, you don't need to concentrate so much. And the characters are nice and friendly, and it's just so funny and sweet. I mean, the romance is lovely. I love Levi and Kath. Not too fond of Rome, but you know, you'll live. But I just, yeah, it's contemporary, so it's, especially if I've been reading a lot of fantasy, I tend to just want to read something that will take my mind off all these harsh words that people write and just let me feel like a part of, I feel like half the time that I am Kath, because she writes fanfiction, she's a reader, and all this, it just made me feel like I was actually her, or at least in the world. So yeah. This next one is Shatter Me by Tahera Mafi. God, I say that name wrong every time I try and say it right. I've heard how it's said, and I try and say it, but my mouth doesn't work the same way, and I'm sorry. Brilliant. But I love this book. So precious. So precious. I've actually got, this is technically the international version. I also just recently got the hardback, which isn't really the hardback I wanted, but I didn't know that there wasn't a proper hardback, that it didn't exist. But this is the library bound one I've got. Tiny. I mean, yeah. I also got the paperback with the eye. I have 3 versions of Shatter Me. I'm not going to complain. I love the series, so. But yeah, this one is the one I've reread so many times. I love it. It's just the best. I mean, granted, I do prefer Unravel Me and Ignite Me, because they are like the sequel than the last one. Okay, I'll be honest, I hate Adam. I hate him. But I didn't hate him the first time around. It was only the second and third time that I really was like, oh my god, please go away. But I love Warner, and I think so many people do, and I still read it, and I love it. Thanks. And this next one is Anna and the French Kiss. I have read this 4 times, and it's my go-to contemporary. Much like Fangirl, it's like, You read it, it's easy to get, it's funny, it's romantic, it's like you go to Paris. I mean, it's just brilliant. And although I have treated this one rather carefully because there's no crack in the spine, I make sure this actually, if you didn't know, it looks like it's never been read. Trust me, I've read it a few times. I've got the whole series of this, but and this one is my favourite. I mean, how can it not be? And last but not least, this is my favourite. This is not the one I have reread. Actually, the one I reread 4 times, no, 3 times, is, actually, was it 5 times I read it? Yeah, the paperback I had, I actually traded that one in or gave it to charity or something because A, it was ripped in at the corners and stuff and it was looking really tatty, and then I got the hardback. I love it. I mean, when I went to Comic-Con this year and Michelle Hodkin was there and I got to meet her and had a photo with her and she signed my books and she's absolutely the best. This series means so much to me. Absolutely love it. I read this whenever I just want a like thriller and to go back to Noah and Mara and just everyone. It's great. And if you haven't read this series, I really recommend you do. To me, I feel like it's one of the best YA thrillers out there. And I've not come across anything else that has made me feel the same way, that has made me think the same way, it creeped me out and made me laugh and made me swoon, and you know, nothing else has really come close. And in terms of like the top one, I think in the order that I showed you is pretty much equal, but Small Instruments is like my all-time series that I will always, it's like Twilight, it will always have a place in my heart, and I still love the series. I want to reread it actually, and I love everything that Cassie writes. Well, not everything, but you know what I mean. And Mara is my go-to thriller series. You know, my words are not coming out because I love these books so much, and I know that you're like, nah, but I felt like you needed to know what was my favourites, and I want to know what your favourites are. Like, you read the books that I've mentioned, or if you haven't, what do you consider your top rereads? Do you even reread books? I reread books a lot. There's so many books that I've read that I've loved, and I don't have time to reread them all because there's so many more books that I want to read. Stressful. So yeah, so that's it. Whoa, I nearly knocked over the magazines. so that's it, and yeah, if you like this, please thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you again soon with another video in the near future. I'm going out now, so bye.